Okay,
so
we're back.
I showed you this before. The special counsel said Joe Biden, he couldn't prosecute him for having classified documents, the same thing they want to prosecute Trump for, but they couldn't do it to Joe Biden. The special counsel, by the way, which was appointed by Joe Biden. Joe Biden appointed Merrick Garland. Merrick Garland appointed the special guard. So he's not a partisan. This is coming from Joe Biden's administration, the special counsel. And the special counsel said he couldn't prosecute Joe Biden because the jury would just think he's an old man with a bad memory. And that's exactly what would happen, and that would be what. And so now they're freaking out. So now they got corrupt criminals like Bill McKibben to write this. Opinion, age matters, which is why Biden's age is a superpower. He wrote that in the Los Angeles Times.
This is something that's been fucked into my brain for some time.
Yes. And then Seth MacFarlane says, this is something that's been fucked into my brain for some time. And Bill McKibben finally articulated it better than I ever could. It's worth the read from start to finish. This is the most...
It's hard for me because my brain's full of dick.
This is called Methinks Thou Protest Too Much. That's what this is.
Well, he's being triggered like an MK Ultra. You know, they listen to what they've been saying the last couple of days on cable news. Listen to this.
President Biden, who I've been around numerous times just last year, is sharp. He's focused.
And he can see dead people. Biden is sharp, and by sharp I mean that he can cut some solid farts. That's how sharp he is. Me personally, I prefer a president who thinks Mexico is Egypt. I don't know about you. Here we go.
Right.
He is sharp, intensely probing, and detail-oriented and focused.
This is a man who is sharp, who is on top of his game, who knows what's going on.
He's smart. He's on his game.
I was in almost every meeting with the president, and the president was in front of and on top of it all, coordinating and directing leaders who are in charge of America's national security, not to mention our allies around the globe.
President Biden.
So, since when in our history, when in the history of the United States has spokespeople for the president have to explain to the American public that the president is sharp and focused? I think they protest too much. Like the guy in the locker room who keeps telling everybody how not gay he is. You know what I'm talking about? The guy, hey, I'm not looking at your ass out of sexual attraction. Right. I'm just setting goals for myself out there. Like, I want your ass by the end of this year, but not in a sexual way. I want to possess it for myself. Okay, this isn't coming out right.
I just want to devour you and become you.
Biden is as sharp as a kindergarten pair of scissors, and he's about as focused as a fucking Bigfoot video.
Well, he only cares about Ukraine. That's a kind of focus.
And you notice how Kamala Harris, when the earbuds go out to tell her what to say, she just starts waving her hands around. I don't know if you noticed that.
She could have used some improv classes. She's not really good at it.
Why do they all... Yes. Why do all those people sound like Ben Shapiro is reading an ad for Sherry's Berries? Well, it's because it is ad copy, but it's ad copy for Demi's Dummy. Listen to this. I think they got money. Listen to this.
Inappropriate criticisms of the president.
So they're talking about the report that the special counsel, again, appointed by Joe Biden's hand-picked guy, Merrick Garland, they're trying to say that guy's a partisan and he was being inappropriate. And what was he saying?
General Eric Holder said the report, quote, contains way too many gratuitous remarks. The gratuitous comments, they're saying it's gratuitous. We certainly agree that it's gratuitous. The gratuitous comments in the report are troubling and they're inappropriate.
Reality is that part of the report does not live in reality. It just doesn't.
So the special counsel is lying about the president's
it was gratuitous, it is unacceptable, and it does not live in reality. That is just the facts.
The comments that were made by that prosecutor, gratuitous, inaccurate, and inappropriate.
Inappropriate criticisms.
So do you remember when the doctors got caught taking bribes from Big Pharma to push the jab? You remember that? We covered that. Do you think the Democrats are paying out money now for people to use the term gratuitous? Because that's what that sounds like to me.
It's a little gratuitous is what it is.
I think that is. I think their use of gratuitous is a little too gratuitous. I think and inappropriate.
Yeah.
So here we go. Here's more. Here's on MSNBC.
The word of the day of this report came out to describe the descriptions was gratuitous, and I think that was right. There were cheap shots.
I found some of the language in the
cheap
report
shots.
a little bit gratuitous.
You mean the truth?
I think that this special counsel report was gratuitous.
This gratuitous language that he used, gratuitous language about.
So you know they all. So they all got. So this is they all got handed the same script.
Yeah.
They all got handed the same script. From Kamala Harris to Morning Joe Ball to this dickweed.
Yeah.
To everybody, to the guy at the State Department. They all, so your media and your government are taking a script reading from the billionaire class, because that's where this is coming from. The people who want to keep funding the Ukraine war, the people who want to keep the border wide open, the people who want to keep funding the genocide in Gaza, the people who want to keep you broke and poor and on edge. They're handing these assholes a script and they're reading it as if it's real. So do you understand what Chomsky meant when he said that the media isn't there to give you the news? They're there to manufacture consent for the establishment, which is the billionaire class. That's exactly because all these people are owned by the same handful of billionaires. About 15 billionaires own all the media in the United States.
Yeah, that's in their upline, and then they kick the crap to their downline. Like you're in Scientology. Your whole country is an ancient mystery school religion with a fucking pyramid scheme structure. That's what you're in. That's what this is. So you ever go to an Amway presentation?
Yes.
And he's a diamond. These are like the diamond salesmen of Amway.
Yes.
So they're used like Glengarry Glen Ross. We're like,
that's right.
The leads. And you got to use your scam. They're doing their scam on you.
This is their scam.
His mental acuity.
A very gratuitous hypothetical about Biden's age.
I think the word gratuitous.
Even Seth Meyers gets the memo.
Wow.
Even Seth Meyers has to repeat the propaganda.
Yeah.
What a fucking... If there's any more anti-comedy guy in the world, it's got to be that guy.
Remember Norm's greatest birthday? I wonder if I should... If something's
all
funny,
comedians go, well, before I do this joke, let me see what the great Seth Meyers' opinion.
I wonder, what would Seth
Meyers do?
Seth Meyers described Norm Macdonald as being a little too honest. Remember that?
Yes.
He goes, but he'll just say the truth.
Yeah.
That's what's lazy. It's lazy and free. Lies are expensive.
Let's take this from, let's get a running start again.
The word of the day of this report came out to describe
gratuitous.
The descriptions was gratuitous, and I think that was right. There were cheap shots.
I found some of the language in the report a little bit gratuitous.
I think that this special counsel report was gratuitous.
This gratuitous language that he used, gratuitous language about his mental acuity.
A very gratuitous hypothetical about Biden's age.
And I think the word gratuitous is generous. There was so much unnecessary, inflammatory, and partisan kind of language that was used about President Biden in there.
There's a Justice Department tradition that you don't interfere with presidential elections. This seems like the height of interference. It's gratuitous.
Republicans making hay out of the gratuitous age comments in the report.
This is a little bit, in my view, beyond editorializing. It is gratuitous political hackery.
All of the other language. We use the word extraneous. We use the word gratuitous. But like I said, I think those are generous words. Those are just actually too nice to say.
What should you say?
They were not supposed to be there.
Yeah, we're supposed to pretend the truth isn't in front of your... how many messages do you need that you shouldn't say the thing that's right in front of your face before you figure out the game?
How people can still watch these news... So that wasn't just one news channel.
People are watching. They're hoping that if you catch it... Here's why they're repeating it. Maybe for some reason you're going on an airport and you have to catch a clip of it because who watches them? So the message is always repeating. So like Radio Free America. This is that Obama thing, the Smith Modernization Act.
Yes.
You keep the propaganda always repeating like you're in North Korea. So in case anybody missed the earlier fucking repetition.
Right. That's it.
Oh, I heard. At least I heard my daily repetition.
Right. So the propaganda needs to be repeated, as George Bush admitted. You have to keep repeating the propaganda over and over. And these journalists, they you know what they do best? They behave themselves. They're not allowed to have their own opinion, and it's forbidden for them to find it odd that you're all saying the same word to each other over and over.
Well, don't worry, I didn't already on my own.
Yeah, that's right. None of them find it odd that they're all saying the same word over and over, and they're saying it to each other. They just have to read from the memo and then shut the fuck up.
Yeah, anything else? To do anything less would be racist.
Good pundit, sit, stay, come, heel.
Yeah. They're part of the dogs of war.
I wonder if they had. I wonder if they had their sense of irony surgically removed. They can certainly afford it.
Well, big pile of money.
Hey, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down there for more AM Joy and the rest of MSNBC. And click on any of the videos right here to watch the latest interviews and highlights. And you can get more videos from MSNBC for free every day with our newsletter. Just visit